Okay, great. So I am just going to walk through the annual steps that you guys will need to do as new coordinators. And all of the information that you'll ever need is going to be found on Eagle. So you'll probably want to bookmark this. So you go to eagle.northwestu.edu, and then to find our department, it's under academics. And you click on Adult and Professional Studies. And lastly, Church Partnership Program. It is a few clicks in. I gave you guys all a business card in the gift bag, so you'll have the whole link there. So you can put it on your desk, in your wallet, wherever. So on the Eagle web page, I'm going to scroll down to the annual preparation steps. So some of these things I'm going to go over pretty quickly, and that's because we will circle back around throughout the year and do the trainings on it. I just want you guys to have on your radar what are the things that a new coordinator should be looking out for. So the first thing every site will need to do is return their MOU, and that's pretty much the contract in between our church and your church. Most of you guys probably have already done that stuff, and if you haven't, I put it in your handouts. And then next, everyone does need to do a volunteer application. And that allows you guys to look at the students' grades. It allows you guys to see their financials if you have financial questions, that sort of thing. So you don't need every single person from your church that are touching that student's life. You don't need all of them to do a volunteer application. The children's ministry leader or the worship leader, they don't all need to do applications. Primarily the person that's going to be working closely, the most close with the student. So it's okay if you do have more than one. It just pretty much depends on your church's size. So if you have a very small church, maybe 3 students in the CPP, you probably won't need 5 volunteers. So it's typically 1 to 2. Is that good with everyone? Okay. So if you haven't done the volunteer application, I did put one in your packet. And the reason why, we want to give you all the support you need, so if you do need it, we'll certainly get you cleared. But the reason why is because all of these applications run through our HR office and they run a background check. So it's a lot of work if we find out, 3 or 4 of them really aren't working with the students that much. You guys can interrupt me at any time for questions. All right, so the next thing you would do is coordinator training, which is what we're doing right now. You can check that one off your list. And then I'm going to send you a new partner worksheet. We're just going to try to get all the facts in one spot. It's pretty simple to fill out if you wanted to do it. If I don't get this info from you, I might be guessing from Google. I might be guessing who your coordinator is, and I certainly could be wrong. So it's important for us to know which degrees you're offering because we actually do have a special code for each site and what degrees you're offering. If you were wanting to have any of your students pursue the Bachelor of Psychology or the Bachelor in the Organizational Management, the business degree, just check in with Carrie and I, and we'll just have to make sure your site has enough support to offer that degree. So, and then the internship fee, it's a yes or no. You either have to charge it to all students or no students. And like Carrie explained briefly, that money comes back to your church after your students' bills have been paid. So you guys can choose to use it however you want related to the internship. So some people use it to partially pay some of their staff. You might use it to take your students on an orientation trip or to get some more resources for your classroom, that sort of thing. And the good thing about that fee is it is applicable for federal financial aid, right? So that's why it's a little helpful for us to collect it for you. If you charge the fee, that's fine too. It'll be out of their pocket. So, and then let us know who you want to access the grades, and we'll make sure we get you the right permissions. And we have gone over the volunteer application already. So it's a very quick worksheet you could do. And then these next ones are kind of the heavier topics. So the next thing you'll have to do is a promotional plan. And this can be casual. It could be an email. It could be a 1-page Word document. And the reason, we just want to know that you have thought out how to promote your internship program. So we have had some coordinators discouraged that, hey, I'm a new CPP site and we only had 1 or 2 students. So we are not recruiting actively for your site. We're definitely telling everyone about all the sites, but you have to recruit for your internship program. We'll tell everyone about CPP and then you guys recruit for your internship program. And so just make a list of when you're gonna put the announcements in your church bulletin. You can make a video, put it on your social media site, that sort of thing. And there's definitely ideas in here, and we'll do a training on it. So you won't be left alone on that one. So generally we do that around the first of the year, just when we start the year. And then definitely all your students can start applying to NUO, and they should start doing their financial aid, meaning filling out their FAFSA. They can do that as early as possible. They can already do it now, even if they haven't applied. They put in the NU school code, and it'll just be active for a year until they need to redo the FAFSA. I have 3 people joining me from the financial aid team, so if you have questions at the end about financial aid, yes. But it's always better to do FAFSA earlier than later.
Right. I was just gonna say, if you have somebody that says, I absolutely don't want to use student aid, they don't have to apply for financial aid. If they say, Mom, Grandma, Aunt wants to pay my bill entirely, then just let Amy know.
Right.
Joe's student's not gonna do a FAFSA, that way we're not looking for one.
Great, yeah. I guess we can check it off if they're gonna pay out of pocket.
Right.
Then they don't have to technically fill out the FAFSA. It's just most people will probably.
Most people will, but we always get the, I'm not gonna take loans.
Right.
I won't qualify for grants.
There are.
Do I have to do the FAFSA? So it kind of puts it quicker in the
And there's
process.
no obligation to a student, if you complete the FAFSA and the master promissory note and entrance counseling, that doesn't in any way commit the student to taking loans or any aid. It just gives them more information and then they're prepared, if they do need those loans or that aid, they're good to go. So there's 0 commitment. If they just complete the FAFSA and do their master promissory note and entrance counseling, they would need that regardless of where they went to school in the United States. But there's no commitment by doing those things. That sometimes people are afraid, like, but I don't know if I want to take them. It's okay, you're not committed. So it wouldn't be until after they were enrolled, after they were awarded, after they received their financial aid award letter and returned it to us, then that aid would disperse. And even then, there's still a 10-day period where they can return those funds to the government, and they're not. So if there's that fear, but I'm not sure what I want to do, that's okay. Just go ahead and get it all done. So if you do choose to do that, it's good to go. So that'll just speed along everything for your students, take that last minute stress off of them and you and Amy.
Yes, great.
I have a question on FAFSA.
Mhm.
I did one 20 years ago, it's been a long time. So,
Yeah.
what's a good timeline to tell students, you know, like, it's not a one-page thing you can fill out in an evening, right?
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, the average, is-
Oh.
I was at a conference a while ago, and I think they said the average is 37 minutes or
Oh,
something.
really?
It's- 20 years ago, it was
It's really
way more
less.
complicated
Yeah.
than it is now.
Like weeks.
If you have your tax return sitting in front of you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it'll take you
I have kids in
half hour,
college
45 minutes.
and that's even a long, yeah. I've
Okay.
done it for the last 6 or 7 years, but
Okay.
my children, so yeah.
So for
it's pretty-
dependents, it would be their parents' tax info, and then that's it.
Yes, the student's tax info and yes.
Right,
Yeah.
if they're working.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Pat, do you have a question?
Yeah, I was curious, so when it says apply to NU, that's just this application, or is that like
Yes.
online?
No,
or-
it's not
So it's not
online.
the traditional student
It's not
loan,
traditional,
pastoral
no.
reference or anything like that?
No, so that will be the application. The next one right after this is also developing your internship and practical materials. You're going to create your own application to your internship program.
Right,
And
okay.
in that application, you might wanna ask for the, I'm sorry, you just said it, the references and whatnot. We do have some examples on here, if you just wanna use one that's already well done and input your own logo and that sort of thing, you can use that. So the students are applying to your internship program and NU, and it's just that one page one.
And then on the back it says, so they'll fill this out and give it back to us then? In the
Correct.
yellow? Okay, got it.
So we're not gonna accept them into our program until you have, because you're gonna be the one dealing with them.
Got it, okay.
And so, once you say, oh, I know they're applying, yes, I accept the student, and then we'll say, great, you're cleared. So, yes. So, along with that, the internship materials, there's the application, and then the practicum materials are, it's a syllabi So you need to make a syllabus for each level of intern, and we have the template for it. All it is it's the syllabus that makes the internship a course that we're able to give you credit for. So practicum and internship is the same thing. It's just through the registrar's office, we call the internship practicum credits, if that makes sense. So there will be training on this, but basically you'll be plugging in what your church is doing as far as the internship. So this is how they're rotating between these 5 areas of ministry. And then we would like them to read this book, so you can input the book that you want them to read. And this is their schedule throughout the week, so this is when we have meetings and that sort of thing. So it's pretty simple, but it sounds like a lot right now. We'll give you all the resources you need for that. And actually the internship and practicum trainings are coming up. On the way out, if you do want to sign up for them, we're just going to meet, it'll be Carrie and I, we're going to meet online, GoToMeeting. We'll give you a link, and we just get on together, and we'll tell you the things you need to do and answer any questions. And it'll probably just take about 30 minutes. And then make sure you have scheduled an orientation. Typically people do it the week before school starts, so end of August. Have it on the calendar. Sometimes parents want to join and hear what their students are doing. They want to hear the validity of the program, and it's nice to have them there. And then we will be making your course schedule. So if you're going to be having any live classes, Bev and I will be in contact with you about hiring professors way in advance of August. We still have one more session on how to get faculty, how we hire them. But if you have any quick questions, I'd be happy to answer. Okay. So if you do have a class large enough to have a live faculty member, which means 10 students in the same class, you might hire them right out of your church. So you might know one of the pastors wants to teach his class, and it's a somewhat simple process. It just is a little bit long because there are a lot of hands we pass it through. So if you have an idea of someone who wants to teach, just let us know sooner than later. In the summer would be a great time to get all those teachers set for fall courses. And we do have one teacher in here. Yes, great.
I love teaching, very fun.
Yeah, good. So the last thing is the student success plan, which I think is best used in the student orientation. So there's just some documents, goal setting, for the students to go ahead and write out their weekly schedule, that sort of thing. We have all the documents ready. You could put it together in a packet for your orientation or use it however you like. And this is really just a tool for most students, but if your student is probationary, which means they have lower than a 2.0, it's required. You'll have to turn it into us, and there's some other steps that they'll be doing. Do you guys want to talk real quick on how the payments work? Or it's not payments.
Yeah, that's a little misleading. There is no, so when your student does their pre-registration and they sign a financial agreement with Northwest University to be a student at Northwest University, and that's a separate financial relationship than the university has with each of your sites. So we have a financial relationship with the student, we have a financial relationship with each site, and those are completely separate relationships and legal agreements. So when the student registers, before any charges go on their account, which is what the law requires, they read and sign in their pre-registration a master financial agreement with the institution. It outlines all of our financial policies, saying tuition and fees are due the first day of the term, all this thing. So Amy then steps in and works with them and gets all their financial docs in and says, here's your estimate of out-of-pocket costs. For some students, it's zero. For some students, if they have high need and qualify for Pell, they might actually receive a refund through their federal aid. And for some students, it's $250 per term. For some, it's more. If they decide not to file a FAFSA, they're just going to pay out of pocket. Okay, it's the full $5,600. So that portion needs to be paid at the start of the term. Will we kick them out if they haven't? No. But again, I go back to this, your students at your church, where you're trying to help be good stewards, that sort of thing, and be wise in their finances, they've made a financial commitment and a legal binding agreement with the institution that they will follow that. So we really encourage, but Northwest isn't going to kick you out if you don't pay it, it's okay. No, they made this financial commitment. We take that very seriously, and we have just a tremendous amount of help in Amy that she will, boy, she'll do anything to get these students to really understand it. Because we don't want people not having an understanding of what is this financial agreement, what is this responsibility, investment in my future that I'm making with Northwest, and you know, I could go on from here, could end up with a doctorate, who knows, but, so she works endlessly, and she is so available, like she said, that's what she loves to do. She's always in there on her phone, or, hey, I talked with this student, or, you know, she called somebody the other day, and they were in a van
Yeah.
with their internship, and she was on speaker, and he was like, oh, hi, Joe, this is Amy, and everybody, and I was like, oh, hi, Amy, because that's how available she is, that's how committed she is to working with your students, so you need to make sure that they are on top of that, and the best way to do that is just refer them to Amy and say, check your annual email, have you talked to Amy, have you talked to Amy, because when we talked about the internship fee and that sort of thing, if your site has chosen to do that, to help out, to run your program, when you sign your MOU with the institution, it outlines what percentage you will get based on if your students got all their ducks in a row, all their aid disperses, they're good to go. In that first week, you'll get 100, you'll get all your money. If they don't, and sometimes students just don't for whatever reason, they get derailed, it's overwhelming. As many times as Amy calls them, she can't do it for them. They still have to do it themselves, or a parent who doesn't want to cooperate and give, their tax information or, whatever. The best thing you can do for your program to make them be successful and help your students to take that financial burden off so then they can focus on their internship and their academics once the term begins is to have them be in touch with Amy, get everything done ahead of time. Their aid will process once enrollment is verified, and they'll be good to go and you'll be good to go. So the key is talk to Amy. I should have a teacher. Talk to Amy, because she is reaching out to them. Believe me, if you have a student who says, oh, I don't know what I owe, or I don't know what I need to do, or I don't know, or I haven't heard from, or
That's not true.
challenge that, please. Because
She'll make sure that they know.
yes, and Amy documents those too. So she sends generic notifications, she sends specific, she calls on the phone. We're all over, because that's the part we're trying to train the entire student, not just spiritually and academically, but financially as well. And it's a great opportunity for them to participate in some kind of, maybe a little scary, but just they can learn some life skills.
We're very
From Amy.
passionate about financial success.
Yes. Yeah, that's our goal. We want our students to be 100% successful financially. So,
So if, just a last sentence, if the students did not make their payments, by the end of the semester, they won't be able to enroll next
well, if
semester.
they haven't, they're on payments, but if they
I'm
have
sorry.
somehow
payments
end up
are like
where they didn't do these things, no matter how many times they've announced, and their aid doesn't
Yeah.
disperse, and they end up owing the institution money, just like every other program at Northwest, they cannot continue, and then eventually the natural consequences of owing on your mortgage, or, I was gonna say the bond market, Norris Round, if you don't pay that, there are natural consequences, we all know, that fall into place after that. So just really encourage your students to reply. It's a really safe way for them to just experience some really good life skills and kind of higher end, oh, what is a master promissory note? What does that mean? Amy, well, I don't know. Talk all that. So anyway, thanks.
Perfect. I meant if they had a balance.
Yes.
If they have a balance, they
Yes,
will not be
they-
able to
they
finish
cannot
next
continue.
semester. So they
Yeah.
can't come forever and never pay. It just
Yeah.
doesn't-
You don't go to school for free.
Unfortunately.
I know it's a shock.
But you know what, so we do have some sites who do an amazing job and have all the
Yes, like
students
100%, like
100% paid.
right on the front end, yeah.
You have 10 students, you get your $13,000 check back and you can put it to use.
Yeah.
So,
And the key for those is they empower their students to engage in those conversations, and they put it on the student. They don't try to be that, oh, Amy's scary, okay, well, let me see if I can tell you, no, because you can't do it for the student. So really those that are the most successful, and I can think of a couple right off the top of my head, but are the ones that just say, whoa, you didn't do that? Call Amy. Or you've got them while they're in the room, pull up your email, everybody. You got anything there from, I don't know, from academics, from finance, from anything? Okay, 3 minutes, you need to reply to that. Even if it's, I don't know what I'm doing. That's great, we can work with that. Because we do. So yeah, but that's a really good tool, is if you have all of your interns there in one place and they've got the computer access, hey everybody, check your email right now. Because that's how all offices on campus communicate with them. That will help them to be the most successful if they're interacting, so.
great. Great reminder.
I'll stop, we could go on for
That's
hours,
perfect.
sorry.
You can reach them by phone anytime. We try to be really reachable, so. That's pretty much the end. The last thing I was gonna mention is we do a monthly newsletter, and there'll be important upcoming due dates and deadlines. We'll send it to you.